Socrates stood before the Athenian jury, awaiting his sentence. The idea I will share at the end of this changed how the most powerful man in history faced every single day. It's a concept that has been lost in modern times, but one that holds the key to living a life of purpose and intention. The Stoics believed that the art of dying well was essential to living a good life. By acknowledging and accepting our own mortality, we can transcend the fear of death and live more authentically. This idea may seem counterintuitive, but it's a philosophy that has been practiced by some of the most influential figures in history. As we explore this concept further, we'll examine the writings of Seneca, who wrote extensively on the subject. What Marcus Aurelius wrote next in his journal is something most people are afraid to admit. Seneca wrote, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today." This quote highlights the Stoic concept of living in the present moment and letting go of expectations about the future. By doing so, we can focus on what truly matters and live a more intentional life. The Stoics believed that the fear of death was a major obstacle to living a fulfilling life. By acknowledging and accepting our own mortality, we can overcome this fear and live more authentically. As Seneca wrote, "Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future." The next lesson is the one Seneca considered the hardest, and the most necessary. The Stoics practiced a technique called memento mori, which involved regularly reminding themselves of their own mortality. This practice helped them stay focused on what truly mattered and live a more intentional life. By acknowledging the reality of our own death, we can overcome the fear of it and live more authentically. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This philosophy may seem bleak, but it's actually incredibly liberating. By embracing the reality of our own mortality, we can transcend the fear of death and live a more meaningful life. What comes next is the practice the Stoics hid from most people. So, how can we apply this philosophy in our everyday lives? By practicing mindfulness and living in the present moment, we can overcome the fear of death and live a more intentional life. We can start by taking a few minutes each day to reflect on our own mortality and what we want to achieve in life. We can also practice gratitude by focusing on the things we're thankful for and letting go of negative thoughts and emotions. By doing so, we can cultivate a deeper appreciation for life and live a more fulfilling existence. As Seneca wrote, "The whole universe is change and life itself is but what you deem it." In conclusion, the Stoic art of dying well is a philosophy that holds a profound secret to living a fulfilling life. By embracing the reality of our own mortality, we can transcend the fear of death and live more authentically. The idea I shared at the beginning of this video is that the most powerful man in history, Marcus Aurelius, meditated on death daily to live a more intentional life. By applying the principles of Stoicism in our everyday lives, we can overcome the fear of death and live a more meaningful existence. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more content on Stoicism and personal growth. If these words gave you strength today, subscribe. New Stoic wisdom every single day. The best is yet to come.